Welcome back to part 2 of the comeback of the Sports Enthusiast podcast. I am your host, Aaron Randak, joined by
Ashton McConnell,
Lucas McGee.
This will be going over the NBA awards, which are supposed to be based off just the start of the season, not the ending Corona 8-game regular season type of thing. We're just going to kind of get right into this. This is recorded right after the MLB episode, which is on Thursday, July 23rd, before the restart will happen. Hopefully we get this up as soon as possible. Ashton, start us off.
All right, for the awards, we will start with Defensive Player of the Year. Lucas, start us off.
My number 3, we're doing 3 for all of these, Giannis. Arguably, he probably will win it, but I tried to be different, so I put Giannis 3.
I have Rudy Gobert at 3, one of the best defenders, definitely one of the longest defenders in the league, and he just creates so much havoc in the paint.
For number 3, I have Ben Simmons. He's so athletic. He can just do it all.
Guard 1 through 5. Lucas, number 2.
Number 2, I have Anthony Davis. Obviously, he's one of the better defenders in the league. You're not really going to debate it. Dude has some crazy blocks.
Number 2, I have Giannis Antetokounmpo. As Lucas said, he's one of the best defenders in the league. Probably will get the nod here, but I vote number 2.
For me, number 2 is Rudy Gobert. He's excellent shot blocker. I think he led the league in blocks, like he always does. And, yeah, he's just a big presence in the paint.
My number 1 is Rudy Gobert. Even with Corona, I think he was one of the best defenders. Even though he ended the NBA, I think he was one of the best defenders before it happened. And I really hope, a little side subject, I really hope him and Donovan Mitchell can work through their stuff, but I know they won't. Someone will be traded this offseason. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but that Jazz team that Aaron was huge on at the beginning of the year will be broken apart due to coronavirus. Thank you, Corona.
Defensive Player of the Year is Anthony Davis of the Los Angeles Lakers. I think he was definitely vital in their success.
And my number 1 is Giannis. Obviously, he can block any shot. He's so athletic. And a stat I heard, when players are guarded by Giannis, they shoot the worst percentage at 34%, which is the best in the NBA. So when Giannis guards you, you are more likely to fail miserably than succeed. And now, for our next set of awards, we're going to go on to Most Improved Player.
My number 3 is Devontae Graham. I'm aware that he shot like absolute trash from the field, but he developed into a role to be a Hornets go-to player, and I think he deserves minor credit for that.
I have Brandon Ingram of the New Orleans Pelicans. Still think it should be the Hornets, but that's neither here nor there. He really broke out this year, started scoring the ball at a very high clip, and great player.
I also have Brandon Ingram. He, like you said, he improved his scoring a lot, and obviously he made his first All-Star team. So.
Number 2 for me is Brandon Ingram. Turned it around this year, not much to say.
My number 2 is Pascal Siakam of the Toronto Raptors, really taking over that leader role after losing Kawhi in the offseason, and he's really proven that team was no joke, even though Kawhi had to leave.
My number 2 is Jason Tatum. He's turning himself into a superstar for the Celtics team. And over the last month, I think he was averaging almost, if not 30 points per game. So, absolute stud.
I got Bam Adebayo. I feel that he turned that Heat team around, and I think he wins Most Improved Player.
I also have Bam Adebayo.
I do too. Obviously, he made his first All-Star team as well, but I think he's had more of an impact than I would say Brandon Ingram has for the Pelicans. And now for the next award, Sixth Man of the Year.
Number 3 for me is the greatest sixth man of ever time, Lou Williams. That guy has so many awards.
Of ever time.
If he's greatest ever, how is he number 3?
Because eventually you die down.
I suppose. My number 3 is Montrezl Harrell, Mr. Williams' teammate. Not much to say.
Yeah, he is also mine. I don't know how you can have 2 six-mans on team, but I mean...
That's also true.
Yeah, but I guess that's what a lot of people have been putting him. So, yeah, he's my number 3.
My number 2 is Montrezl Harrell. He had a great year, and if he wasn't side by side with Lou Williams, I would have given him the award. But I feel that one guy does deserve the award ahead of him.
My number 2 is Dennis Schroeder of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Obviously had a great year.
Yep, he's also my number 2. Amazing scorer, big part to their success.
My number one's Dennis Schroeder. I feel like he had an amazing year, and I seriously, when I was looking at the stats, I didn't believe at first that he came off the bench.
My number one is Lou Will.
Yeah, he is also my number 1. The fact that he is willing to stay on the bench when he could be a starter easily in many places is just incredible, and the amount of talent he has scoring the ball. And to the next award, Coach of the Year.
My number 3 is Taylor Jenkins of the Grizzlies. He turned that young Grizzlies team around, and they were a hell of a team this year.
My numero trace is Billy Donovan of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Nobody expected them to have any success this year, but they really did.
My number 3 is Mike Budenholzer. Once again, Bucks a top seed in the East and the top seed in the league. So obviously keeps developing that team. And Giannis.
I also have Mike Budenholzer. I have him for number 2, I should say. And I feel like he didn't do much, honestly, but he's going to get all the credit he needs.
For my Coach of the Year number 2, I have Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat.
For my number 2, I have Billy Donovan, who people thought were going to be one of the worst teams this year. Turned out they're 40-24 and close to a top 4 seed in the West.
My number 1 is Nick Nurse of the Raptors. I told everybody that team wasn't going to drop off after losing Kawhi, and everybody said that I was wrong, and hey, they had a hell of a year.
Not
Former
me.
coach at Grandview University in Iowa. Fun fact.
Yep, he is from Iowa.
Yep.
Hell of a guy.
Coach of the Year number 1 for me is Taylor Jenkins of the Memphis Grizzlies. Really put a good team around Ja Morant. Yeah.
I wasn't one of the people that said they would fall off, as Nick Nurse is my Coach of the Year. Like I said, or like you said, a lot of people thought with Kawhi leaving that maybe they would fall off. But what do you know? 2 seed behind the Bucks. So he's my Coach of the Year. And close to wrapping up these awards, we're on to Rookie of the Year.
My number 3 is a guy that I feel that almost everyone wants to say won it because everyone's on his, Zion Williamson. He's not going to win it. He didn't play enough games, in my opinion. But I put him there so that I didn't have to listen to Mr. Reed Wiley tell me that he is the Rookie of the Year.
For those of you that don't know, Reed Wiley, big Zion fan. My number 3 is Kendrick Nunn of the Miami Heat. Really broke out this year, obviously, with being my number 3.
Mine is his teammate, Tyler Hero. I feel like he had a bigger impact than Kendrick Nunn has this year.
I got Kendrick Nunn at number 2, and I got to say that was not a very smart comment on your part, Ashton. Kendrick Nunn was pretty much the leader of that team behind Jimmy Butler because everyone knows Jimmy Butler gets mad at people who are young. Got to remember that.
Yeah.
Sorry, still passionate hate for Jimmy Butler. Kendrick Nunn stepped up in a very good role with that Heat team. He was the main distributor, and he was able to score the ball alongside it. And I feel that Kendrick Nunn will be a name that we're talking about for another 8 years minimum.
I'm going to agree with Ashton here and say that Tyler Hero did have a better year than Kendrick Nunn and put Tyler Hero at number 2. But I do agree with your statement on Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah. And number 2, I mean, the only reason why he's number 2 is because he didn't play enough games. Is Zion? He was an absolute beast. It's just that Zion didn't play enough. Otherwise, he'd probably be number 1.
Ja Morant is a better player than Zion Williamson. I had him as a better draft pick coming out. Ja Morant is an athletic point guard. He's essentially De'Aaron Fox, but he shoots better. And to me, that's going to make him a better player. I think we'll be talking about him in All-NBA teams next year. I don't think we'll talk about Zion in an All-NBA team next year because he's going to keep getting hurt because he is 6'6", 275. That's a lot of pressure on knees. He's not going to have a very long career. Zion will end up not being nearly what people are saying. Ja Morant, Rookie of the Year, going to be one of the better players in 10 years. Change my mind.
Ja Morant's my Rookie of the Year.
He is, but the thing about Zion, the only thing I disagree is First off, he's been losing weight and gaining even more muscle.
Which is still weight. It's still pressure going onto his knees.
The only, I will say,
it's not that he's fat. It's that he
I
has
will
a lot
say
on
the
top
only
of it.
reason why he might not be on all NBA teams is because of injury. But I think but if he can contain the injury bug, I think you'll be seeing him for quite a while.
And on top of that, he's not even in the restart right now. He's dealing with off-the-court issues to begin with. It's his first year. I just feel like this is a sign that he's not going to do much. I probably won't be wrong, but I could be wrong. I feel that Zion will not be even close to what people think he will be, and I just can't wait for that day. But I think that Pelicans team formed a great young core.
Oh, I hope I'm right.
Okay.
I guess we'll know in about
10
whenever
years.
the fuck Zion decides to come back to the NBA.
Okay. And to wrap it up, the main award, most valuable player, Lucas.
My number 3 is LeBron, actually.
Shut up.
You guys are going to be all LeBron's best player, blah, blah, blah. It's one of those things that he probably had one of the better seasons, but I still feel the
You're a
need to
hater?
argue. I feel the need to argue 2 guys ahead of him.
Hater.
But LeBron is that 2 or 3 spot. There is one person that won that award.
LeBron is what you mean won that award. My number 3 is Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks. He is very good at basketball, according to my calculations.
My number 3 is also Luka. I mean, he's improved a lot. Obviously, had a great rookie year, and now he's turned himself into a superstar.
My number 2 is Luka. I really flipped Luka and LeBron around the whole drive here. Luka's one of the best European players in the last 20 years, and he's only been around for 2.
There's really only been European players coming for the last 20 years. There really wasn't any besides like Tony Kukoc back in the day.
And Drazen Petrovic.
Yeah.
Going to give Drazen some love.
And
Just because he died in the car
Arvidas
crash?
Sabonis if you want to keep going.
I don't want to keep going, but I could. I could, but that's
Yeah,
beside
okay.
the fact. You remember what you said? We're not going to be as long-winded. I think that Luka's showing flashes of being kind of one of the next best players in the league. He already is pretty far up there, but I feel like in a couple years he'll win a couple MVPs. Ashton, nod that head a few more times. You can walk on. Let's get your fucking car.
Yeah, take my keys if you can.
Okay. They did carpool to the old farm here, so that's
We are in the magical town of July.
yes. My number wait, am I saying my number 2?
You are.
Is Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks. Had a great year. I don't even think he should have won it last year. I thought Harden should have won it this year. He's probably going to win it, but I don't think he should.
First off, if you're going to have anyone over LeBron, it should be James Harden. He's averaging, I think, even close to more points than he did last year. But my number 2 is LeBron. I want to have him number 1, but the difference between my number 1 is he has a better superstar than who my number 1 is, who I'll say is Giannis.
I thought you were saying
Despicable.
Harden was your number 1, and I
No.
was going to lose my
No.
crap. I have Giannis number 1. I'm saying
Despicable.
that because I feel that Giannis had essentially a similar season to LeBron. I mean, they had very similar stats, and if you take the records, did the Lakers have a better record than the Bucks? I thought the Bucks had a better record.
They did, and
And that's where I'm going to sit, is that the Bucks had a better record. They had similar stat lines. I'm going to give Giannis the nod.
and Giannis was the better defender this year too.
I mean, LeBron.
LeBron played some damn good defense.
He
I'll give him
did.
credit.
He did.
I know I normally hate on LeBron hard, but it's one of those things. All 3, Luka, LeBron, and Giannis all had similar stat lines. And it was one of those things that you just pick one and go with that. It's not like you're not supposed to, when you're doing this, you probably shouldn't be thinking about 3 years ago when LeBron was the greatest player in the league.
He still is.
I'm trying to have the viewpoint that Giannis and him are essentially the same person. Giannis a few inches taller, LeBron's probably a little quicker. You know what I mean? Like it's such a just toss and go, and I went Giannis number 1.
Well, I was a smart one here. I took the greatest player of all time to win the most valuable player award, He's definitely the most valuable player because if you take LeBron off of, you put LeBron on any single team in the league, they're automatically a playoff contender. He's the best passer in basketball. He's one of the best scorers in basketball. His 3-point shooting is very underrated. His defense is very underrated. He's the best leader in basketball. He did not average as many points as Giannis, which you could say that, but he also had Anthony Davis on his team taking some scoring away. And LeBron is just LeBron. He's the GOAT. He's the best ever.
You're living in the past.
Yeah, you may.
I don't care. He's the best player in the league. He's my MVP.
But one of your main ways to justify this was something from the past. You said,
okay, but he's the best passer in the league. He's one of the best scorers in the league. He's one of the best shooters in the league. No. He's up there and one of the best shooters. He's a great defender, the best leader in the league.
Yeah, but who put more stats on the table? Not even
LeBron led the league in assists.
Yeah, but that's
I think
one
Giannis
thing.
was
And
second
he had
in rebounds behind Andre Drummond.
He
also played in the West, which is a lot harder with the Clippers and teams like that. The Thunder obviously being a lot better. And like the West 1 through 12 is amazing.
I won't argue that. But he also has Anthony Davis beside him. He's going to look better. Yeah. He doesn't have to play as hard.
I think Giannis had a better coach.
Vogel's not bad. Indiana team in 11, 12
I still think he had a better coach. He got fired for a reason.
Vogel got fired because Paul George's leg shattered and he had a horrible year. Anyway. Just whatever. I'm going to drop it.
Let's get to our all teams. We'll start with the rookie team, second team, Lucas.
We just going to do 5 at once here?
Yeah.
All right, so I go Rui Hachimura, Kobe White, Tyler Hero, Darius Garland, DeAndre Hunter. Those are 5 early draft picks. Not many rookies really did a ton this year. There was 4 maybe that had good years. Everyone else was just role players, which it's fine. They got time to develop. The guy I want people to watch out for out of my second team rookies is Rui. I feel he's going to be really good if he can learn how to play even just a small amount of defense.
Yeah, he was the worst defender in the league this year by a large margin.
Hey, I'm just saying he does. And yet he still found himself on a rookie team. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He can do something.
My second team was Darius Garland, RJ Barrett, Rui Hachimura, Kobe White, and Cam Reddish.
My second team, Jackson Hayes, DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, Kendrick Nunn, and RJ Barrett. And out of those, who I think has a promising future is probably Kendrick Nunn. I mean, I could say RJ Barrett and be biased, but besides him are Kendrick Nunn, obviously.
On your second team?
Yeah.
So my first team rookies, I went Ja, Kendrick Nunn, RJ Barrett, Eric Pascal. Sorry. I don't know why I put an H in there. And then I have Cam Reddish there, but mainly because I used to put Zion there, and then I kind of said he's disqualified for not playing enough games. Zion should be in that group, but he didn't play enough games, so I put Cam Reddish there. If I have to talk about one first-team rookie, it's Ja. I've already voiced my opinion on how good of an athlete he is. Another one is Eric Pascal. He stepped into a role. He essentially took Draymond Green's job. There's a reason that no one was talking about Draymond Green towards any point in that season. It's because Eric Pascal was doing what Draymond Green was doing.
My first team is Tyler Hero, Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, Kendrick Nunn, and Eric Pascal.
My first team is Ja Morant, Tyler Hero, Rui, Zion, even though I don't know if he should make it, but the media is going to try to get their way. And Kobe White, which might be a surprise pick, but post All-Star break, he was a star for that Bulls team. He was probably one of their best players, if not the best player on that team.
He's also probably the highest player on the team. That's love, bro. Stupidest interview I've ever witnessed. All right, second team defense. I got Joel Embiid, Bam Adebayo, Kawhi Leonard, Eric Bledsoe, Drew Holiday. If I got to pick one player to talk about, it's got to be Bam. He really completed his game this year, but something that no one was talking about was his defense and his rebounding ability. I feel they should be giving Bam a lot more love. On draft day, I told one of my buddies that's a Heats fan that he was complaining, oh my God, Bam's a horrible pick. And I said, he's going to be one of the best players out of that draft. And he's starting to prove me right. He's a damn good athlete. He looked like a young Dwight Howard when he was in college, and he's playing like a young Dwight Howard now, minus a little less scoring. Aaron?
My second team for the guards, I have Drew Holiday and Eric Bledsoe, and for the forwards, I have Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Jimmy Butler.
Oh wait, no, run. Yep, I gotta change my list quick. I forgot about Kawhi, but otherwise, it's besides Kawhi, it's Chris Paul, Drew Holiday, Jimmy Butler, and Bam.
For my first team defense, I got Rudy Gobert, Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Ben Simmons, and obviously Patrick Beverley. I think I'll put Patrick Beverley every time in an all-defense list until the day he dies. I don't care when he retires. He's lockdown defender no matter when he's playing, who he's playing. He's one of my favorite defenders of all time. He's got a really nice, cocky attitude to go with the fact that he doesn't score more than 3 points a game. Anyway, if I have to signify anyone in this all-defense team, I'm going to say Rudy Gobert. He's emerging himself as a star, and I feel with him or Donovan Mitchell out, I feel Gobert's going to be the one to go. I feel like wherever he ends up, he's going to prove himself as a star. I'll take him in Minnesota to play along with that Cat, because Cat doesn't play that much defense.
I have the same list, except I have Chris Paul instead of Ben Simmons there at guard.
And for me, I have Ben Simmons, have Patrick Beverley, Giannis, Anthony Davis, and Rudy Gobert.
Third team, all NBA.
Here we go.
Karl Anthony Towns, Bam Adebayo, Pascal Siakam, Bradley Beal, and Ben Simmons. My guy to talk about out of this list, Bradley Beal. Give the kid some love. He lost John Wall, who was the leader of that team at the time, and he stepped in and he was scoring like there was no tomorrow. I mean, the guy really completed his game this year, and there's a reason that the Wizards ended up in the restart without their highest paid player, and that one reason is Bradley, Beal.
Yeah, he is second in
Wouldn't it
points
be
per
Beal,
game.
Bradley?
Yeah, but
Yeah, Bradley is second in points per game this year.
My five at center, I have Nikola Jokic. At the forwards, I have Jimmy Butler and Jason Tatum. And then I have Westbrook and Ben Simmons at the guard.
So for me, I have Chris Paul, who turned that Thunder team around from probably going to be one of the worst to a top team, or somewhat top seeded team in the West. Bradley Beal, like Lucas said, is a beast. Jason Tatum turned himself into a superstar. Pascal Siakam improving once again into a superstar. And Bam Adebayo making his first All-Star.
for my second team, I got Joel Embiid, Anthony
44
Davis.
game. Okay.
I left Joel Embiid in there. It was one of those things. I think he's on that cutoff for when you say he didn't play enough games to win an award. And I left him there, and I'm going to stick with it because I didn't want to keep working on my list. But if I had to change it, I'd slide Cat up and move another. Probably go Bear in. Like I said, complete himself as a superstar. Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden. As much as I don't want to put him, he's there. And Trae Young. And if I got to pick someone to talk about, Trae Young's really emerging as a young star, which he did last year. And last year, he did all this year. And if we're going to talk about a team to watch next year, give the Hawks another lottery pick, and they're going to be nuts. They have an amazing core around them. Capella's one of the better interior defender, rebounding style centers. He just doesn't fit that role, or the role that they need. John Collins is changing his game every day, it feels like. Holy cow. DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, Trae Young, Kevin Herter off the bench. Then they're bringing in another lottery pick this year. I mean, the team's very young and very good.
Yeah. My second team is Cat at the center, Kawhi Leonard and Pascal Siakam at the forwards, and then Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal at the guards.
My second team is Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook, and then Kawhi Leonard and Anthony Davis, and then Rudy Gobert at center.
Let's hope a speedy recovery for Mr. Russell Westbrook. He did have corona.
Mm-hmm.
But he's already back to work.
I think it was within 2 weeks. Whatever. They did have zero coronavirus cases inside of the bubble the other day.
That's correct.
That is a huge role. Okay.
Now to the first team, the most important one.
Damian Lillard, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Nikola Jokic. I don't know where I should have. I'm not sure where I should have put Nikola because he played point guard the other day. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He didn't do that bad. Also, if we're going to talk about scrimmages quick, Bol had a hell of a scrimmage. I know they weren't going 100% or anything, but I'm just saying a little bit of a flasher, but it's potentially young player. Young good player.
Yes, he's definitely a young player. But
I'm glad that your smart-ass comments are coming, even though you don't give any input.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm letting you. You're not giving much on mine either. Let's be real here. At center, I have Anthony Davis. At the forwards, I have Giannis and Bron. And at the guards, I have James Harden and Luka Doncic.
Yeah, for me, I have Luka Doncic, absolute superstar. James Harden, just incredible stuff. LeBron and Giannis, top 2 MVP candidates, and Nikola Jokic, who's an all-around center.
Did you say Damian Lillard at all? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
second team.
I was just checking. I was gonna say Andy will kill you. Me and Andy talk about Damian Lillard every day.
Again, Andy is Ash's brother. Let's preface this because Lucas doesn't know how to understand that people are listening that don't actually know everybody.
It's okay. Okay.
Whatever.
Anything else? Actually?
Before we wrap this up, as the season's going to be starting up soon, who's a team for each conference that you think could be a scary team, maybe win the title coming up?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, start.
Well, if I got to pick a team that's not a superstar out of the East, I'm going to say watch out for, obviously, the Heat, but I think everyone's kind of saying that now. How about the Pacers? They seem to be picking up literally off of role players left and right, and I feel that this Pacers team has a little bit more of a flair, and I'm not for sure whatever happened with Oladipo, if he is coming back or not. They were talking about it.
I don't think he is.
It's still not sure yet.
But if he does, that team's going to take a
which I said that.
For them being a 5 seed without him, that team's going to hop up. Miles Turner is having a hell of a year. That's about all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah, I said that at the beginning of the year, too. They were kind of an underdog team I had, a dark horse team. Obviously, Oladipo had injury problems, and yeah.
My team for the East is going to be the Philadelphia 76ers. They just have too much talent on that team to not contend.
And my team for the East, while I do have their coach as coach of the year, is the Toronto Raptors, because a lot of teams don't think the Raptors will do much in the playoffs. They kind of think the Sixers, the Celtics, the Bucks, the Heat. No one's mentioning the Raptors, which, I mean, they're one of the top 2 teams in the East, seeding-wise, and I think they can do a lot of damage.
But you forgot that it's Kyle Lowry in the playoffs. He'll shoot it at the side of the backboard.
They did win a finals last year.
With Kawhi.
And some injuries.
I feel that Raptors team's a lot better than I'm giving them credit, but at the same time...
So you don't feel that way?
I hate Kyle Lowry, and I don't think he does anything in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You guys are just happy, though, he didn't get traded to the Wolves.
I am very happy.
Yeah, if that would have happened, I don't think I would have been okay. He would have had to put me on a watch list or something. Check on me every weekend. All right. My West team, they're low, and I don't think they can actually jump ahead of seed, which hurts. The Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson, John Morant, one of my favorite young duos. Brandon Clark's quiet.
Brooks.
Jonas Valanciunas. I mean, the team has so many different pieces. I feel that this Grizzlies team is going to do some damage, but at the same time, they got to take Lakers seed 1. That hurts.
Yeah.
If they can jump to the 7th seed, I have them going deep. I think they can take the Clippers. I think they can take the Clippers. I don't think they can take the Lakers. I think they lack star power to shut down 2 stars that aren't guards. I think Ja can shut down a guard, being Paul George, but I don't think
he can shut down Paul George.
Okay.
Slow him down at least. I don't think he can stop.
Not even that great of a defender.
I don't think he can stop LeBron.
I don't get either.
And that's
John Morant versus LeBron.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't think Jaren Jackson can stop Anthony Davis. But I feel like they could do something to a Clippers team. That's where my view is.
Who's guarding Kawhi? Dylan Brooks?
Kyle Anderson's still starting at small forward.
Slow-mo? You think he's going to guard him?
I think they're going to just push Kawhi to the rim and tell Jonas to swat the shit out of him.
Oh, good luck with that.
Okay.
It's going to have to be something wacky.
Kawhi will dunk all over him.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be something wacky, but I feel like they could draw it up against Clippers, not the Lakers.
My team is the Rockets. James Harden's underrated.
That's it?
Yeah.
I also have the Rockets, but for my explanation...
That's it?
Well, I thought you were going to give more.
What do you want me to say?
Well, like for me, a lot of people say, Westbrook and Harden come playoff time, they're always exhausted because in the regular season they use up all their energy. But now that they're rested up, watch out for them and their explosiveness. That's all we got.
Yeah.
I think that's it for the NBA episode.
Yes, we would like to thank you guys for tuning in to the second part of the return episode of Season 2. Check us out on Instagram at The Sports Enthusiast, Twitter at SportsENTPod. Let us know any feedback you guys have, any suggestions, any recommendations. YouTube comments, you can find them there. You can find us on Instagram. Just tweet us, whatever works for you. We'll probably see it. Anything to add from you, gentlemen?
Not a thing.
No.
All right. Thank you guys for watching, and hope everyone has a great day. And watch some baseball.
Thank you.